Listen, it's never been about them. It's never been about whether they like you, what they've said about you, whether people agree with how you choose to live your life. It's always been about you. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, my gorgeous soul. My name's Vanessa Samaina, and today I'm going to change your outlook on your life. So we're going to start off with a story that's going to make it abundantly clear how life and everything within it has always been about you. So let's say you drive up a mountain every single day. So I'm just drawing this for us. Here we go. Here's our gorgeous mountain. Every single morning your drive starts somewhere down here, and you're driving up this mountain, gorgeous mountain passes and so on. And the thing is, you need to get to this point here close to the summit. And what happens every single day is that there's always all of this fog, all right? You're always noticing that somehow things are blurry, things aren't super clear. And why this matters is because you have been told that there is a really, really amazing valley down here. And you've heard rumor of it. You've heard that everything that you could ever desire exists within this valley, all right? So we've got a heart for love. And you guys, I am not left-handed, so please spare me on the comments about my drawing. We've got a star, your aspirations, your dreams, every creative venture becoming a reality. We have everything here in the valley that you could hope for. But as already mentioned, we've got a home here, your dream home, your dream living situation. You don't actually know whether it's true or not. You have no idea whether this valley even exists because, well, every single day you drive up the mountain, you've got these clouds, you've got this fog going on. So naturally, of course, after a while you start to doubt whether this place is even real because you've never actually seen it with your own eyes. And what happens then is that one day the fog clears, the veil is lifted, and you finally get to see that not only does this valley exist in all of its beauty with waterfalls, with all of your dreams and your desires, your dream home, your dream car, your dream soulmate actually being here within this valley, but it's actually 10 times better than you ever imagined it to be. And then what happens is that you realize that the valley has always been there. Its existence has never been in question. The only thing that was happening is that this fog was prohibiting you from seeing the valley, which represents your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, everything that you've ever wanted in life. Because most people live their entire lives driving up the mountain every single day, surrounded by this fog, never understanding their true potential and all of the beautiful things that life could have in store for them, never understanding their full potential. And I'm not going to allow that to happen with you, my gorgeous soul. That's why I knew I had to create this video, because we have to talk about how you can tap into your fullest potential. We have to be real and raw about this because most people really do live lives of quiet desperation, never doing the things that they've always wanted to do. And you may think that the cost of success is high, but just wait till you get the bill of regret, which is one that we are absolutely not going to have delivered to us. So now that we've figured out this all-important concept and we are lifting your fog for you, you will feel liberated and you'll understand just how much potential you've actually been blessed and gifted with in this lifetime. You have the power to change your life. Never allow for anyone to tell you otherwise. Never believe anyone when they say that you're destined to amount to nothing. You have the power to become anything that you want to be. And on that note, we need to move forward to our next all-important fact. Always. And that is the simple yet very profound concept that what the subconscious seeks, the conscious mind will always find. So what this means is that if you subconsciously actually believe that your goals of being in a healthy relationship, or starting a successful business, or living in your dream body, if you actually subconsciously believe that all of these things are out of reach, then your conscious mind will always find a way to validate this. Your conscious mind will always find a way to prove you that you are right. Because as the saying goes, he who believes he can and he who believes he can't They are both right. And after all, I want to remind you of the fact that the human brain is about 2% of our entire body weight. However, it takes up about 20% of the oxygen required for our body to run, and therefore also calories, which is a significant portion compared to any other organ within the human body. So our brain is our biggest energy guzzler. And if that is what consumes most of your energy, we have to make sure that your brain is working in your favor, that your brain and your subconscious is attuned to find reasons why you can, to find reasons why you will get to that valley, to find reasons why today might be a foggy day. Okay, maybe today you can't see the valley as clearly, but nothing lasts forever, neither rain, fog, or any kind of uncertainty. At some point, you will get to the desired destination. Through your relentless pursuit, you will get to the valley. It's just a matter of when you'll get there, and speeding things up for yourself by understanding that it's never been about the fog. It's never been about whether anyone else can validate that the valley exists. It's always been about you, and it's always been about you having certainty in yourself. So my all-important question to you is, what are you truly subconsciously seeking? Are you seeking for reasons to cop out of your dreams? If you are, then please leave a butterfly emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that what you're now committed to is your transformation. You have been in the caterpillar stage. You have strengthened yourself. You are watching this video for a reason, but now it's time, my beautiful caterpillar baby, for your next big transformation. And why it's so important for you to understand that the subconscious is where so much of your life originates is because 99.9% of your brain is actually not accessible to you. Because 99.9% of your brain's bandwidth is not even available to the conscious mind. So as the creator, as the originator of your life story, we have to work on the subconscious. You have to understand precisely how you can rewire your subconscious brain in order to create consciously that which you desire. So as a result, your brain is wired to always take the route of least resistance. Your brain is trained in order to keep you safe. And what this means is that 99.9% of the time, without you even considering your choices and the actions that you take, without you even truly being in the driver's seat and in control of what's happening, your brain takes the initiative to repeat that which it is already used to, that which it has already experienced and knows, okay, if I do this, we're not gonna die. If I go back to my ex, we're gonna be in bad shape, but we're not gonna die. If I go back to that job every single day without ever pursuing my dream of becoming an actress, a writer, or starting my own business, we're not gonna die. We won't be happy, but it is the known. And the known is always more comfortable for the brain than to step into the unknown, because the unknown represents danger. We don't know what might happen if we do something unknown. But the thing with the unknown is that that's also where creation happens. Just think about it. If you continue to do what you've always done, you have the results that's your life right now, here, today. So in order to create a new life, a new reality, a new existence, in order for you as a creator to step into your highest power, you have to create in the unknown to create a result you've never had before. That result might be, as already mentioned, starting your own business. Maybe you want a relationship that is truly healthy, where you're not shook when they text you good morning instead of yelling at you first thing in the morning. Perhaps you want to be driving your dream car and finally ditch this vehicle that is just not you, and finally have the financial means to do so and to live the way that you were destined to exist. Because a lot of you are meant to live a life far more fabulous than you can afford. And what we're doing right here is we are changing that aspect of you that's keeping you chained, which is the part of you that in this current 3D reality cannot afford to be who you truly are. But as we have established, because your brain goes through its patterns that it recognizes, that means that often you are disconnected from your true desires. And what we're going to do now is we are going to reconnect your brain. Okay, this is going to be a very interesting little depiction. I got a little Harry Potter lightning emoji and a chain link connection DNA thing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to reconnect and rewire your brain to actually go after your deepest desires. And you may be thinking right now, Vanessa, how do I change my default programming? That sounds hard. It sounds near impossible. Well, my gorgeous soul, your SNS, which is your sympathetic nervous system, is your fight or flight mode response. We all have this, and it's meant to keep us alive. So this is in prehistoric times, what used to happen if, for example, there was a predator or a competing tribe that would just come around the corner, your SNS would activate the stress response and mobilize your body to expend a tremendous amount of energy so you could run more quickly, so you could react in a manner that could potentially save your life. And, you know, in those good old days, it was important. That is what kept us alive. But in this day and age, we don't need our SNS to constantly be activated because you got an email from your boss who's stressing you out, because you got another bill in the mail that you don't know how you're going to pay, because your mom just texted you and she knows exactly what button to push in order to trigger you. So your SNS is constantly unnecessarily activated in this day and age, which is why so many of us feel chronically fatigued, why so many of us feel anxious, feel depressed, because you cannot exist and live in fight or flight mode constantly. But we are kind of forced to be in this constant stress state because our brains cannot keep up with technology. Think about it. We've got a prehistoric brain. Technology has changed so much, even just the last 20 years. If I think about when I was like even a teenager, not even 20 years, there was no social media. There was no way of us doom scrolling for hours on end, comparing our lives to highlight reels of other people, which we'll talk about in just a second. And now in this day and age, everything that exists, evolution takes thousands of years. We have not adapted to the pace. We have not adapted to technology, to all of these devices, to just sitting at a desk the whole day, being on laptops, computers, answering, pressing emails, doing phone calls. Our bodies and our minds are not designed for this, which is why so many of us struggle in this day and age and to live in this society. It's not your fault. You are not designed to exist in this form. But we're going to make the best of it because, after all, there are still ways to thrive. Your SNS, which is your sympathetic nervous system, let me just write that down so we don't lose track of what we're speaking of. And then what I'm also just going to add here is your PNS, which we're going to talk about in a second, which is your parasympathetic nervous system. So as I was just about to explain to you, as your SNS, your sympathetic nervous system, is what is curating your subconscious brain, your subconscious world. If it's constantly activated and you're constantly living in fear and anxiety, what you are going to instill and curate within you and the neural pathways that you are going to strengthen are that of fear and anxiety. So we've got to shift something. We've got to get into our parasympathetic nervous system taking the reins. You guys, these tongue twisters, I can't. The parasympathetic nervous system is the part that is the rest and digest function within your body, within your brain, all right? This is what gets you back into homeostasis, which means back to center, back to a peaceful resting state from which you can create and from which you can actually enjoy your life and not constantly be in this foggy situation where you don't really know what to do next, and all you're feeling is this fear and maybe even numbness as well. Let's talk about how we can strengthen your parasympathetic nervous system being the one that takes over, that leads your life so that you can change your reality at your whim and whenever you feel like it. So basically our game plan, what we're gonna do is we are going to kick out your SNS, your sympathetic nervous system, from being in the driver's seat. No more SNS driving this vehicle that is you and your life. And we're gonna get your PNS being the one that's actually regulating your system and that's actually getting you to your desired outcome. The first thing that I need to talk to you about is get off your phone. All right, I am so tired of you constantly being on your phone, going into this doom scrolling for what was a minute, then turns into 10 minutes, then turns into a eternity. And before you know it, your screen time for that week every single day has been like 10 hours. Every single day, if you waste 2 hours of your life procrastinating on your phone, feeling bad about yourself because you are in your bed in your PJs with your face mask on, with your hair up, not feeling your best, eating unhealthy foods, not drinking, not being hydrated. Yes, I'm calling you out on this. Get yourself something to drink, eat the celery, do whatever you need to do in order to make yourself feel good. If you are in this state of being, of course, watching a highlight reel of other people on the internet is going to make you feel extremely bad about yourself and unproductive. But don't you think those people that you see on your Explore page have the exact same days you have? Don't you think that they also sometimes don't feel great about themselves? There is no difference between you and that person. At the core, you are the same. But because you get yourself into this state of stress, this SNS, being in the driver's seat and feeling like you're behind, you're not as wealthy, as healthy, you're not yet where you should be in your career because there are 15-year-olds who have graduated from Harvard or whatever, there's always a way for you to compare yourself, steal your own joy, and feel inadequate. And you need to stop seeking out ways to do that. All right, that is self-harm, and I won't allow it. It stops right here. Stop with the phone, put it down. It is frying your brain. It's giving you cheap dopamine hits. And that's why so many of us struggle to focus on any simple little task, whether it be actually moving forward with a creative project like finishing to write that book that you've always wanted to write, or me literally editing this video or moving forward in tasks that I have in my own business, for example. Put the phone down. That is a huge remedy to get out of constantly being in fight or flight. Actually, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna turn this into a list for you, okay? So you can visually see it as well. Literally, you know what I did in preparation of filming this video for you? I did not just put my phone in D&D, I went straight into flight mode. I told my mom, hey, I'm going into flight mode for a couple hours because I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to doom scroll. I don't want to just procrastinate by pretending like there's going to be a new notification refreshing my phone endlessly. I'm not doing that, okay? Because I value myself, I value my time, and I value my energy. So number one is to get off the phone. Okay, next we've got boundaries. And I love this because it took me such a long time to learn this as someone who is a Cancer and an empath to a fault that it is literally almost self-harm, the way you put other people's needs before your own and you kind of forego your own boundaries just for other people to feel more comfortable. Why is it that someone sends you a text or an email and your SNS completely goes crazy? Your sympathetic nervous system behaves as though it just was confronted by a saber-toothed tiger. Like, why does your ex-boyfriend send you a text message and your heart just palpitates through the roof? Why is it that your boss tells you to do something and rather than you just thinking, okay, I'll get it done, actually like you're having trouble breathing because you're that stressed? Why are we allowing these things to completely throw our bodies and nervous system out of whack and out of balance? Why? Why? The threat isn't even real. None of these things are even tangible. It's not like fear is going to come and knock you over the head or is going to come and unalive you. It's not like that email is actually going to physically harm you or that text message can do anything. Why are we allowing this? All right, why are we feeling as though anyone or anything is worth throwing our personal peace, our nervous system completely off track and spiraling into this state of stress and scrambling? Nobody and nothing is worth that happening to you, because I'm not even going to get into all of this, but the physiological changes, the way that your entire body reacts, from your heart rate to the acidity within your blood to your entire brain's function, certain areas shutting down, to you actually being in a state or fight or flight that is physically damaging as well. Is there really anything that's worth that? Let's be real. It isn't. It isn't. And that brings me to my next point. And this point is so important. And I know it's been circulating around the internet for a while now, or shall I say like maybe a year or something. And this is about becoming self-obsessed. Picture the image of someone that you think is self-obsessed. So let's think about like Mean Girls. I'm sure all of you guys have seen the movie Mean Girls. Let's think about a Regina George type of character. How would she behave on an evening at like 8, 9 p.m.? What is she doing? Is she scrolling her phone, hoping and refreshing and checking her WhatsApp messages and her archives for that guy who actually really doesn't like her to hopefully have texted her? No, she does not care. She's absolutely uninterested in anything other than herself. And she lives a very peaceful life in that sense, because when you are self-obsessed and you're more worried about what the next face mask is that you're going to put on, what you can order online so you don't have to go to the store to pick it up, how you can take care of your skin, how you can already lay out your clothes for tomorrow so your morning is going to be very chill. You can meal prep for the rest of the week. You can make a budget for groceries. You can call your mom, go on a walk. I literally got a walking pad so I can be on my laptop and get some steps in, read a book, watch your favorite movie, put in a hair mask. Like, look at all of these things you could be doing with yourself, feeling amazing about yourself. But no, rather than being obsessed with yourself, which is actually the most attractive energy that you could have, you want to allow the world to dictate how you feel. You have to make sure that you stay safe and that you stay sane. And the way to do that right now, in this day and age, is to become self-obsessed. Unfortunately, we are unable to trust other people with our mental health and our emotions, which is why you have to completely take the power away from giving anyone the ability to make you feel lesser than. You are enough, you've always been enough, you always will be enough. Now treat yourself as such. Remember, your subconscious creates the conscious. You become that which you believe to be. And you have to show yourself day in and day out through deliberate action that you believe yourself to be worthy of only the best relationships and connections, only people who respect you and value your time, that you are worthy of only the best when it comes to the self-care you do with yourself. Doesn't even need to be expensive. Literally, buy yourself a thing of coconut oil. You can use that for your hair, for the skin on your entire body. You can use that for your face, for chapped lips, for literally everything. I mean, I think you can even eat it and it's healthy or something like that. You can do oil pulling with your mouth. There you go. An entire evening spa routine, one product, $5. It's not hard, nor is it expensive. There is no excuse. Become obsessed with yourself and watch how the world becomes obsessed with you. When you start to obsess with yourself, everyone around you gets this little blinking light and thinks to themselves, oh, wait a minute, this person who was a chronic people pleaser is now really obsessed with themselves. They must be of value. Because when you obsess over yourself, what it signals to other people is that you value yourself and therefore you must have something of value to offer. And people want what they can't have. People want what is valuable. So when you position yourself as that which is valuable, the world has no other choice but to respond with experiences and connections that actually reinforce this high value that you have placed upon yourself. But it starts with you. You're the creator, you're the originator, you place the high value upon yourself. Everyone else follows suit. Remember that. And then lastly, a practice that I absolutely love is to visualize in day-to-day life. So I simply wrote it down as visualize while living, but what I really mean by that is that in your day-to-day life when you're doing things, visualize the dream scenario of yours. It's the easiest way because who wants to really sit down and do like a 20-minute meditation when they're freaking out or when they feel down and out about themselves? I know that that's definitely when I don't want to do it. And so visualizing while I'm just doing things and living is the easiest way for me to reprogram my mind and my subconscious to seek that which I desire. So how this works is, for example, you're walking to your car, you look at your car key, visualize the car key of your dream car, not the car key you're holding in your hand. You get into the car, you clutch the steering wheel, literally visualize the steering wheel and the little symbol in the middle of the steering wheel of your dream car. Visualize that you're driving around and other people are reacting to you being in your dream car. I know this sounds so delulu, but even as you wake up in the morning, visualize waking up with the view and in the place that you want to wake up in. Don't even give anything in your current reality that you don't want to continue. Don't give it your energy. Just don't. Because most people live quiet lives of desperation. They want something. They want a different partner. They want a more exciting life. They want to take that leap of faith to actually pursue their creative endeavors or start their own business. And they never do because they can't see the vision. And you have to practice this in order to train your brain to become so familiar with the feeling of your desire and wish being fulfilled that it has no other choice but to find ways to get there. So whenever paths present themselves that will get you to your desired destination and reality, you can then even see those paths and have the ability to choose them, which you don't have if you don't train and wire your brain to become familiar with that which you desire. So familiarizing your brain with that which you desire, that is insanely important. I literally just filmed an entire module on this yesterday for my Psychic CEO members. Literally anything you want, anything you desire, if you just follow the steps that I have laid out, you will get there. The link is below in the description box, you guys. I work day in and day out on Psychic CEO to create the absolute best manifestation platform on the internet, because the most important thing for me to do in this lifetime is to instill a self-belief in you that what you desire can become a reality. I've done it. I've built a business. I've published my books. I have created a YouTube channel. My second channel has over 500,000 subscribers and followers who love my content. I live a life that I dreamed of, that I hoped for, wished for a couple years ago, and now I'm living it. And I'm on to the next, and I want to show you precisely how I did that, which is why I even created that platform. I promise you, you will have everything that you want. So many other members of mine have already accomplished some of their wildest dreams and aspirations because you just have to follow the instructions and you'll get there. No overthinking, no questioning whether you're doing the right thing, tried and proven systems. Now, coming back to visualizing while living, you have to attune your mind to find the paths to what it is that you desire. Remind yourself here, your subconscious is your creation. Now that you understand that you have control over your subconscious and also your life, you understand that you don't have to live the way the average person does by just allowing life to feel as though it's happening to them rather than for them. I believe that every single moment was created for you, my beautiful soul. And I want to instill this self-belief in you that through understanding that you don't have to let life just happen to you, but you can take the reins back into your control and back into your possession, you can create the type of reality that you desire. Whether that means that you have time to spend with your friends and family, that you're finally in an actually healthy relationship, or you build that business that you've always wanted to create and you have the freedom to travel the world and to see things that no one in your family has ever been able to see, achieve, or accomplish. You get to do so by understanding that it was never about them. It was never about what anyone else is able to accomplish or thinks that you can accomplish. It's always been about you. And it's always been about you learning to lift that fog that we spoke about at the beginning on your journey, to get rid of that, to create clarity between yourself and your valley, which represented your desires and your dreams, and then the clear path to the valley will reveal itself once the fog is lifted. So my gorgeous soul, we are at the end of this all-important video. If my Psychic CEO YouTube channel really resonates with you, or even my main channel, which is Vanessa Samaina, it's linked below, is your vibe, your frequency, your energy, and you must join Psychic CEO, which I created for all of you who want more. But just know I'm always here to support you. I have been for years. We are 700 plus videos in the making because my life's purpose has always been to uplift and support you. And I will never stop doing that in any way that I possibly can. I think that's how the heart goes. I love you all so, so much, my gorgeous souls. And I can't wait to catch up with you in an upcoming video. Bye, guys.